Good. Smart War Games here. Let's play a custom scenario I found on the Matrix forums for Decisive campaign. What a semi-fictional battle for the Remagen bridge. Assume the command of American forces. It's that overcast. Hmm. 15, okay. Too expensive. Wer was der for Soundtrack? Nö, hört it. Is it new? Is that US side specific? Hey, Paul. Okay, let's send in some infantry. Do we have any mechanized infantry? Can't remember that soundtrack. I think I only got the German soundtrack. Oh yes, baby, let's light them all up. Woo-hoo. Let's roll, man. Man, motorized only trucks. Yeah, and set in the tanks. We could split off the stewards. Yeah, let's try this out. Let's split off the stewards. No, did the split stuff. But it will cost... Yeah, I want to try it out. New team. And transfer 17 stewards. And we got Team Roberts. Okay, cool. Nice. So wie my scout element, armored scouts. Archery, don't tell me that they can't move now. Of course not. Oh wait. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, of course it takes time to reorganize. But it's unacceptable. The question is, of course, how much time you have to do this stuff. I mean, behind the front lines. Ah, shit, we loaded as the Germans. Oh, I don't want to see it. Oh, the weather is now better, what? Seems like. That's my music. Psst. Trailist can handle that. Hardy? Do we need Hardy, man? That's okay, it's more than we expected. They got hit hard, yeah, including the horses, of course. It's always the horses that suffer the first in warfare. Yeah. It's always the horse that suffer the first in warfare. Gee, you can handle it without, come on. Because they moved down the road. I want that town. So he fired mortars at us. Missionheim? No. Some firing mortars at me. Do we need to protect our flanks? HQs can do that. Supplement bazooka teams. Bazooka. What's the infantry regiment? Okay. Oh, I said is a team of. Yeah, okay. Yes, gun crews. That's an interesting setup. I've noticed that in this game that the bazooka teams carry arty. You have basically anti-tank plus infantry support, arty support. But the regular Tonys also have a ton of bazookas, so that's basically, I don't know why that is, rather those guns should be here. This is rather, but it's, yeah, simply a support element to protect it, the defensive element to protect those guys from tank incursion. Yeah, give them some arty love. But with that low action points, that is waste of ammo. I can't really proper zero in. Yeah, I've never heard that. I have that soundtrack of that game, which I use often on stream. Those tracks are new to me. Yeah, better be safe than sorry. Set at least one team on the flank. When they can advance on that highway, cut them off. Together with one infantry regiment. Our road is filling up. Can't really push that good anymore. Oh, it works. Yeah. For the armored regiment. It's Jumbos. Wait. Yeah, Jumbos are up armored 75ers and 105ers. And wasn't that the... No, okay, yeah, there was a up armored Jumbo, there was different Jumbos. So 75er Jumbo. And yeah, the 105er infantry support. Pretty good to deal with stuff. Bridge too far. let's see what will go on here at Remagen. This basically this is a semi-fictional scenario that assumes that the Germans had more capabilities to defend against the bridge, while in reality it was rather difficult for them. Okay. But do I only have one track for them? Strange. What's that? Custom music. Because I've never heard that track. But it sounds very similar to the soundtrack style. It's only one track for a short looping. While the soundtrack I mostly heard is several tracks, yeah? I don't know what, 20-30 minutes. But they already lost 600 Fox Canadier. Holy moly. 700. Should be 700 dudes, okay. Good, something is going on there. Conduct a reconnaissance. Come on, we can deal with that. I'll give you AD support. Quite entrenched there. Yeah, okay, same truck looping, that is a bit strange. Not sure what is going on here. Let me get the classic soundtrack. God, there's a ton of tracks here. Yeah, I try to soften them up. I mean, let's first proceed towards Grafschaft. Probe them. Out of range or what? That's a 105ers. That's probably barely. Is that really more than F? Yeah. Good, one RD will provide support, the other RT moves forward. And you fire against those Jimmys. Wait, but focus on the yeah. Because I guess you guys need armored support. Let's do it together. This European can also fire RT basically. It's not that impressive. What is? It's more a direct support unit, I guess. Yeah. They're more meant for supporting the attack. God damn it, man. Those 5 tanks, a ton of vehicles. But we got some of them. Down to arty basically, if we can handle that. So a ton of Volksclan ideas in the woods. Need to deal with them. Okay, good. Mechenheim is cleared. Build 2 battle groups. What do we have here? I mean, there was also this. There's also another way to visualize where you have those mini counters. It's not that bad. What's this here, right? Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad, I love. Let's try it's a bit micro, okay. I mean, it's definitely better, yeah, but small. But yeah, definitely quite good for the overview. Oh, let's try it out. It's also a better feeling for the scale. Because 1 hex is 1 kilometer. Those big counters I give to it, that they basically together, yeah. Right beside each other. I mean, to some extent that is true, yeah, they're not sitting in the center. But it is burst in the hex. Yeah, we can give you some indirect, no, not indirect, but some tank distant fire support. Oh, no, that's not good enough. It's easy to overlook the counters. I like it. It gives you a quick idea because those stacks. Okay, what do we have here? That is GR veteran infantry. We want to directly push. Grafschaft is optional, but not very important. We want the bridge at Remagen. Yeah, that might be the fastest road here. Okay, let's designate that as our main push. Air interdiction bombing run 5. Could also upgrade our depot. Currently don't suffer that much. Supply is always good. Yeah, but if you don't need it. I might rather call in a bombing run. But we can also handle it without it. If you get the tanks together with this battle group, we can handle them. Did I leave? I doubt. They left. Okay. Push down. It's the same guys. Wait. 2 little action points. Okay, should be somewhat disrupted. Suffered casualties. Bring in the tanks. Ah, okay, there's more going down. I guess the multi-counter view is absolutely best for situation overness, but it's a bit strange to play with so small counters. Oh, I can handle that. Keep those units in reserve. They're in the open, basically. Current airstrike. $50 aircraft. Nah, man, it's a bit over the top. We can handle that. I mean, keep the PP for the if you really run into some ultra hardcore positions. Okay, there's some HQ operating now of the 717 second. What is that? So yeah, 217 second unit. The worst number you can pick. 272. Yeah, in German is easy. 270 second. 270 second. Yeah, it's also easy. Yeah, armor. Ah, they can regular attack. Wait. They're clearly road to Remagen. The faster the better. Not much left of them. Ardy fire. Need to relocate them. Do you need tank support? I guess so. Oh, George, das ist not good. No, no, it's okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know, it's making uncomfortable. Let's switch back. Oh. That's okay. I mean, you see the layers. Is there any supply problems? No. Back turn. No, but we can follow the road. Bypass those Tonys. To some extent. Nah, no, night recon is not a good idea. But we can relocate the RT meanwhile. Transferring back. They disappeared, it seems. Okay. Where did they go? Good, focus on the bridge. Nice cutoff. But they're running here. Not much. We can handle them. Let's see if I could organize some ADI for you. Come on. Okay. So far, so good. Some German forces pocketed in. There's little chance of escaping. I mean, I might make it through the woods. Should have broke that unit up here, but was... that guy, yeah, was concerned about the south. No, it's okay. HQ. Yeah, Jimmy. Come on. Exactly. Show me. So you have staff Tonys, they know how to fire their weapons. Even if they never fired a shot in anger. Be right back. Okay. Which means you need to throw up CIA do an airdrop of American condoms to intimidate the Germans over Remagen. Wait, was it working like that? Shit, I forgot. Yeah, whatever. We are rolling good. What's that, Tony? And there's Artie. Can we hit that guy? There's Artie. And mortars. Do it. Okay. Oh! Show me here. Fallschirmjäger survived. Oh shit. Could capture Remagen before they blow up the bridge. Get those Volkskanäers out of here. It's us! Tony, you are too late. Fuck off. 40 Jägers, 20 Fallschirmjägers. I mean, we could capture the other side perhaps. Tony, I need all Artie on those shimmies. Is there anything I... Can we bring... Ah man, I can bring in tank support. But they can't attack then. Better clear that pocket first. Oh, Joe, that's 100 Volksgrenadiers, that's not that easy. What happened to those shimmies? Where did they go? Oh man, they are now somewhere running around. Goddamn Volksgrenadiers running now in the woods around. Mate, where's here some... that is... Yeah, here 100 dudes. That is a big pocket. Fire. Okay, 10 dudes died. Oh. Bring the other Artie forward, and also we need those units. Some Volksgrenadiers rolling. Come back. HQ units stay in the towns. Some Volksgrenadiers on the loose. Clear that road. How much is it? Ah, come on, should we roll over them? Oh, he's come down. Can he cross here? Nah. Nah. Come on, handle that attack. You don't need armor. What? Ranged attack? No, regular, yeah. Okay, Gorners. You both clear that pocket from both sides. Are you different outfits? US 1st Infantry Division. I can't... Ah, interesting, okay. Regular attack. Ah, range attack, nah, they're out of AP, okay. Come on, do we have Artie? Nah, man. Yeah, bring those shimmies in. On our end, nah, bring them to Remagen. Come on, you can handle it. Wait. What? Yeah. Still not surrendering. But it's okay. Can somebody attack the other side? Yeah. Do I have no Artie support for you? Wait, bring in the tanks. Ah shit, they bombarded. Okay. Yeah, for the woods is better even. I want to roll the tanks in. But we need a bridge. We need that bridge before they blow it up. Give them some long range fire. Wait, we have Artie. Oh, beautiful. Wait, those things can... Blow them all up, man, those Fallschirmjägers. No, not the infantry dudes. Yeah. 60 dudes die. Ah, okay, roger. Wait, what? What? Ah, they could do a ranged attack, but they couldn't cross the bridge. Okay, yeah, I understand. Good, and fire your mortars at those coming 40 Jaegers. We secure the other side. Fire your mighty 16 Mike mortars. Ah, shit, man, that arty support killed their movement. Okay. Not that great. We can't prevent, we will not capture the other side this turn. No. There's a pocket there. HQ, check out. Okay. Where are you rolling? Where is... Return to Bad Neuenahr. So still some Tonys in the forest. Yeah, that was not really... I didn't realize that an arty support attack kills the entire movement. Kills all action points. Yeah, because they will use all action points to fire the arty. Whatever they have there. That makes sense. I don't know if there's a way to conduct limited. Is it one of those buttons? No. It's intercept fire. But makes sense, yeah. They need to set up their howitzer guns. And that will kill the movement for the turn. We are talking here about mere hours, which is absolutely perfect for a scale. Not here 1 week, like in War in the East 2, 1 week. But I must say, now I realize that game makes sense there, why you can drive simply through all enemy forces in the first turn. Because that is how they need to simulate the first week of Barbarossa. Because the first week was simply extremely brutal at the invasion of Barbarossa. Surrounding a ton of forces, pushing, yeah, record kilometers or miles. But then everything slows down. Why you can't simply suddenly in a video game change the turn, what you call it, time frame, yeah. I can say, yeah, okay, for the first turns we pick a 1 day cycle, and I mean, you could do that. It wouldn't be even that stupid. That might be an idea. That you make a war game, like Operation Barbarossa, and for the first days you pick a daily turn cycle. But that would be simply too cumbersome on the long term, because you would have 5,000, no, what is it here? You would have... yeah, 1,200, 1,400 turns. What? How many days was World War II on the Eastern Front? But it would be simply too much. Moving all those counters around. Yeah, for me it was always crazy that you can drive through everything, but that's how they need to simulate it, because War in the East 2 has the weekly turn cycle, and in the first week the wrecked, and the command and control was so good. Especially for the Germans. And fuel and everything. So you're basically driving past those dudes and capture. I must say I like that even more than in Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa. Decisive Campaign Barbarossa, I think too much. On the other hand, reality could be like that. If you screw up in the first week, you are basically facing a war that will... a lost war. But Decisive Campaign Barbarossa is too much on those micro moves. How good can you do those attacks? A single failed attack might throw you back hardcore. While in War in the East it is straightforward. And on the first turn you will capture Riga. I mean, I run once into this case where I didn't capture Riga. Especially when I was starting streaming, but normally you capture Riga, Vilnius, whatever you want. And even Minsk, which makes sense because you basically spend 7 days. Minsk was captured indeed at the end of week 1. I think that is more straightforward. That is something, I mean, I still find Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa is the best Operation War game, but it's paying too much emphasis on the first week, on those I've seen those after action reports where people chickened out after 3 turns playing some dude in H2H who really figured those games out, yeah. There's something in war games, especially operational war games, you don't want to figure them out too good. And you might say, what do you mean? Once you really figured out all the bells and whistles and all the screws of an operational war game, you are gaming the game. So also for decisive campaigns, as for War in the East. And I talked about that. It is not also here. Yeah, I don't want to figure that game out too good, because then you rather apply your real military operational brain. If you figure out those games down to the screws, yeah, then you're applying your game brain. Yeah. How much percentage do I gain on that attack weight? I can boost that with the card. Yeah, this bullshit. Yeah. Then you're playing some nonsense. I remember when I saw those after action reports where dudes, man, they captured not only Riga, but also here Dauga pills and whatever on turn 1 in Decisive campaigns. But also I was thinking, what the heck is that dude doing, man? How often did he replay that turn? But that dude, yeah, either they replayed that turn 20 times, or they simply figured all the chances out and everything. And then you're gaming the game, yeah. Then you're not really playing a game which is some sort of a simulation of the real operational challenge. But it's basically with every war game. That's why I think I understand the combat mission philosophy of not telling you of any chances or whatever. I don't like that Paradox approach. I see that with Paradox players, Crusader Kings, oh wait, I will pick that chance, I will pick that decision, it gives me 15% plus on this and that. Yeah. Of course, no leader ever made such decision making, yeah? Or was immediately aware of, okay, if I do that, I have a 15% chance of screwing it up with my allies or whatever. And it's also true to operational wargaming. Sometimes you don't even want to understand them too good. It might kill your fun. So then you're gaming the game, and in the end you will win. Yeah. Man, the Decisive campaigns, there's always, it's not a single normal action after action report. There's always some dudes, man, that, I don't know, if they replay those turns 10 times, reload in order to show you the best, in order to get a shoulder clip. I remember reading one after action report for the Germans. That dude, man, he was... Nah, man, every move was perfect. Every attack was perfect. On turn 1, man, he was already in Moscow. And that is... But yeah, it makes sense, yeah, for a war in the East too. That, I mean, I still find Vigo system should be the future. At turn-based, especially if you have weekly cycles, there's some dude on YouTube, he made the Case Blue. Not the Battle of Stalingrad, Case Blue, yeah. The 1942 German summer offensive. He depicted it, I don't know, there's 50 videos or something. 50 hours. He depicts the action very detailed, basically from a daily to daily basis operational scale. And it shows you, people should watch that, as a wargame developers, should watch that and see how real operational warfare looks like. And how, even in hours, you need to make decisions. And then shuffling counters around, yeah. Oh yeah, move that counter here, okay, good, yeah, nice, attack successful, yeah. How that might be somewhat detached from the real thing. In reality, where you have regiments that need to completely change their tactics in hours, some more figure stuff out, plug the gaps and everything. That's why I think Vigo is perfect, but yeah, simply from the board game heritage of war games, which back in the days made sense, yeah, absolutely. But in video games, you still have two sure, it is hard to program, but Vigo should be normally the golden standard for operational wargaming, not turn-based. But that of course introduced multiplayer problems. I mean, you can't doing a Vigo on 1 week also doesn't make sense, yeah. But you probably also don't want to play the Eastern Front Vigo on a daily basis. That would be 1,000 turns or what. Nobody would, except for the most hardcore granddaddies, nobody would like to play that. Now you need to redevelop a really good AI. But I really recommend, I mean, that dude, that Stalingrad video series that shows you operational warfare, how it looks for you. So some counter shuffling around, but reacting almost to hours notice to some changing conditions. Detaching units, moving them, plugging gaps, retreating, advancing. Pretty good video series. Shows you how they struggled even before they made 1 foot into the town, into Stalingrad. How that already looked massively desperate. Did they blow up? No, wait. Yeah, I'm done here. Could invest into an airstrike on those jimmies here. But they will make it to the bridge anyways. A small detachment, so is it worth a air attack? Gee, 50 planes for 40 dudes, man. Number of attack aircraft, 50. Gee, what is bombing run? Also 50. Man, 50 aircraft? What? I mean, nah, man. What the heck is that, man? Shit, but that is not on 1 hex. You can't tell me there's 50 aircraft operating on 1 kilometer. Who knows? 40 dudes. 50 dudes. 51 dudes. Send 50 aircraft after them. And probably in the end you kill nobody. Because they will bomb the shit out of this town, but they will not hit those guys. Gee, 50 aircraft, man, that is... I mean, that's already strategic scale. Interdiction, 50 aircraft. That means something else, right? That is not an interdiction. Interdiction ground attack, yeah, but then theater-wise, right? Operational-wise, yeah. If there's 50 aircraft would interdict this entire area, yeah, okay. But there's single X here. I don't know, do I want to try it out? Against any hex, 50 aircraft. 1 hex is 1 kilometer. You're telling me 50 aircraft are coming for 1 kilometer. No, not Stalingrad playthrough. I mean, that is there's a guy on YouTube who really depicted the real by reading all those books, yeah, by Glance, Enemy at the Gates, and all those books. No, he depicts basically the authentic historical operational warfare. Yeah, Tick, exactly. Yeah, he made this massive series on Stalingrad with basically real time. Yeah, basically Vigo. You can see how those units are moving around. Sure, that might be not entirely correct because a lot of this information is simply not known. But he really studied, I guess, accounts of single units. Yeah, I can imagine. It's burning out. Yeah, but it's a massive project, man. I think that dude really made history with that. I don't know any project that went into detail. Just watching it again because I watched it years ago, but mostly because beside doing work or study. Now I'm watching it again and the detail is massive. I mean, it's on, what is it, on regiment scale? Yeah, battalion, regiment scale, and you can see those units in real time moving. And that gives you an idea of operational warfare in World War II. how fast they reacted, and some Soviet regiment, tank corps, whatever, attacks. German units or Romanian or Italian, whatever unit is pushed back. Germans detaching units in hours' notice, sending them in, trying to plug the gap, pushing them back. But that creates another gap somewhere else, and you need to react to that. So the 3rd Infantry Regiment needs to roll in there, and that shows you simply how real, and that is authentic. I tell you, that is authentic operational warfare in World War II, especially during high-intensity search-style operations. There's something like, I moved my counter here for the next week. Okay. And that's what I say. I mean, simulating operational scale warfare on a weekly basis of turns is rather, it is nice for counter shuffling and video games. Turn bases, massive limitations. Here it's okay. I mean, here we are talking about a couple of hours, which already might be too much, but is acceptable by something for War in the East, which has a turn per week that is simply nuts compared to the reality. You do a turn while your enemy is watching you for 7 days. And then the enemy does the same to you, yeah. And we should already be at Vigo. Vigo somewhat at least. But again, being on a weekly basis, Vigo is also not realistic, because those units would of course react to changing operational situations. But that video series, the Stalingrad video series, I think it is the most detailed account I've ever witnessed of warfare ever. Yeah, that guy got burnt out. Crazy, yeah, but it's quite nuts of work what he did there. It's really first time achiever. Never seen such detailed stuff in warfare in general. But he shows you basically how real operational warfare looks like. You're going to sleep to take a nap. 2 hours, 30 minutes later, somebody wakes you up and says to you, Jimmy, the 13th Infantry Regiment reports they have a breakthrough and had to retreat. Oh shit, man. What do we have? Tell the 70 Corps to detach this and that and move them there. It's like make it hasty. And if you compare that to your regular counter shuffler, it's simply like 2 different worlds. And that what you see there, at least something similar you see in some of those Vigo war games. It looks very similar. Where you perhaps issue an attack order on that hill or whatever, but I don't know, they can't push it to that hill, or they might even need to retreat or something. Or might cease the attack while you already planned with that attack. While the front, perhaps you have a bigger attack, while the center is getting shut down. The flanks proceed, because you don't have simply a command and control that fast one, and the flanks capture, but this of course opens their flanks, and then you need to fix that situation next turn, which you basically almost never have in a counter shuffler. Counter shuffler, you see basically the results instantly, which is complete bollocks, at least reality wise. That's why I like, I think one of the most authentic war games ever made, operational wise, is Flashpoint campaigns. And there's also people that really hit OTS and operate in Cold War, but even in Modern Warfare, or at least got Cold War, Modern Warfare OTS training, will tell you that game is authentic. In that game you have basically those command cycles. There is no fixed time value. Yeah, there's not something like a combination 1 minute or whatever, because it doesn't make sense. But it rather depends on your command and control, and that's absolutely true. And the longer operation goes, the campaign, a battle goes, the higher the command delays and everything. Absolutely correct. Yeah. Now, Flashpoint campaigns, I think those dudes really came close, operate the most modern system ever made in history, despite being rather a niche game. But that tells you, man, most people simply don't have the education to value what is really high quality. But yeah, Flashpoint campaigns. No wonder that this game also has a military contract. Because some Jimmies in the military figured out, okay, no man, those Jimmies, that is authentic. That shows really future commanders or whatever, how it might be this floaty way of commanding. Which is completely opposite of counter pushers. Nah man, yeah, Flashpoint campaigns, I'm really happy that the next add-on is being released soon. But those Jimmies really figured it out. Yeah, that is probably the most authentic system ever deployed. It's not or 5 minutes or 1 day or whatever bullshit. It's simply based on command and control historically, on the state of the battle and everything, when you can give new orders, while subordinate commanders will decide on their own, while RT and everything will fire on their own, because you have of course officers there, you're not supposed to do anything. Micromanager officers are the worst officers. Micromanager officers. It's also when you always ask in war games, I want to micromanage everything. Yeah, okay, do that, but if you would do that in reality, you would be the biggest retard ever. Micromanaging officers are the worst officers. And the officers that screw up most. It's usually inexperienced, insecure officers, which you never want to have with you. They're micromanagers. Because they don't have the skill or whatever to understand what they can. So they're shitting their pants and micro everything and screw it up in the end royally. Micromanagers, man, are the worst officers in history. No, really, those dudes, man. Okay, be right back. But yeah, Flashpoint campaigns. I think is when it comes to operational wargaming, Flashpoint campaigns has is a Michael Schumacher of authentic system. Nah, man, now I need to insert Flashpoint campaigns, but because they will bring in the Western European nations. So you finished the Czech campaign before. Very unique is you will have different command cycles. While one player stops and is allowed to give commands, the other player needs to watch. This of course introduce some challenges in play by email or whatever, but it's very authentic. So one player might be able to give commands while the other player needs to wait 20 more minutes to get the command situation. Nah, those guys, and yeah, no wonder that they got a military contract. That is shit. Very good. Flashpoint. Nah, they operate really the most. Nah, we need to play that, but I think I didn't play the Czech campaign. If we just finish the Eastern German one, the US, the Canadian. Guess those Jimmys here, the others are kindergarten, man. They're in the kindergarten league. Those guys play in the Champions League. But I like it. I like it, Jimmy, but it's not a joy, huh? Well, it has nothing to do with reality. But it has 5 million buttons. Yeah. Who cares? I didn't advance, okay. Nah, man, Flashpoint campaigns, those dudes, it's crazy that this game is so... A war game is always, historical authenticity and everything, blah blah blah, but then... They rather pick the simple-minded games. Especially modern Flashpoint campaigns has absurd good technology when it comes to interface and everything. And those guys are also operating on a level like Command, which also have military contracts in several air force and navies of Western nations, including my country. I never used it, not a Navy or Air Force dude, never was. And I left probably, it doesn't matter, I'm not an Air Force Navy dude. But I know it's in use. For the military, for the ground military stuff, we had our own mixed reality program, which was also something like more real-time Vigo, not turn-based stuff here. Oh man, I broke in. Der leichte Feldhaubitzen. Oh shit, are they intend to shoot at Jimmy's at us? Still think we can force a crossing. Do we have Artie on them? Not really. You want to move the Artie? You Jimmys can fire on us Tonys and you move, yeah? And how many is there in the woods? 70 Volksgrenadiers. Ah wait, they can hit him. Yeah. Nice! Ah, get wrecked. Finally a game where Artie works properly, man. Either you have sometimes nothing, and sometimes you have absolutely wreckage. So many Operation War games, so 2 casualties caused. Jimmy, I just fired, man. 5mm, 50 guns into that. Okay, but they are disrupted a bit, you know. Jimmy, Artie was one of the main... As the Nebelwerfers in this game are so brutal, man, but I wonder, they state, I mean, there's a lot of historians state that Nebelwerfers were at late war on the Western Front one of the main prime casualty causes. It's crazy, man, that there's some rockets simply fired, some bullshit rockets. From cheap-ass tube system. Cause more casualties than high caliber Artie. Nebelwerfer was a cheap weapon. So it's same as nowadays MLRS, unguided rockets. But I don't know if they cause me that much casualties nowadays. I've seen MLRS strikes in Ukraine, whatever, man, they often look crazy dispersed. On the other hand, they're firing those MLRS from extremely huge ranges. You see they situated launchers at a very extreme ballistic. I guess the Germans fired from more close, couple kilometers away. But still, yeah. I mean, back in the days they didn't have any GPS, drones, or what bullshit. Man, the sound, But yeah, I mean, shit, I want to check, is that really so brutal with those Nebelwerfer? What do you call, yeah, prime casualty inflictor. Casualties. What is Wikipedia saying? I mean, they produced that stuff really, a ton of those naval warfare at late war. Which usually indicates it works, yeah. The military is not stupid. If a military is something not producing, shit probably doesn't work. If a military is mass producing some shit, it probably is working. Okay. No, it's not really stating the operational history here. Typical German Wikipedia, man. English Wikipedia is better, you know. German Wikipedia is often this, keep it short. Moss casualties, the prompt might net something. I remember I heard it several times that naval war has caused high casualties. But the internet is saying nothing about that. Which doesn't mean it's not... But which makes me a bit puzzled. If that would be really such an established fact, Google would spit out something. If I'm wrong, I don't know. But here in Decisive campaigns, naval warfare are wrecking. Man, it's a most brutal weapon you can have. So I guess I heard correctly. Not sure if it is 100% true, but the guy who made Decisive campaigns probably also heard it. Because naval warfare in Decisive campaign are then cause massive casualties. Oh yeah. Oh, quarter, man. Nah, man. Shit, man. Quarter. This is really good and hard question. Both of them were devastating, more okay, man, thank you. 2 million rounds of naval warfare. Fired a similar amount. No, man, I tell you, man, it's the Soviets, not the Russians, and the Soviets probably fired, I don't know, 2 billion Katyusha roads, man. Yeah, man, quarter, the problem is nowadays, man, quarter is this wannabe smart people Reddit or this, but nowadays a self-designated expert is a derogatory term. This is a problem, and nowadays you have people that talk their asses off without knowing. There's absolutely no, what you call it, mental barrier of talking shit. Yeah, wait, here, you remember a step? I was saying the KV2 had a reload time of 5 minutes, and probably I mixed it up with the Sturmmörser, yeah? That ultra-ass big Tiger 9000mm bunker buster that indeed had a 7 minutes reload time. Then I checked the KV2. Yeah, it was a shit tank, no doubt. Yeah, but you see, then because even my own brain said, wait, 5 minutes, man. Rather double check it. But I don't know what this brain function is basically not common anymore. Because I was trained as, but this is because of my job, I guess. Because in my job I can't be wrong. You might simply kill people if you're wrong. But what I've witnessed in the last since the advent of the internet and everything, people rather talk off their asses, and even if you then present them information that they are untrue, they might rather double down on their wrong information instead of doing a 10-second Google search and figure out that they are wrong. They might rather even double down or something. So being right is nowadays rather being, truth has no value anymore. And there's even philosophers that say truth has no value anymore. It's more what narrative you create. But I saw it in several documentaries, and I mean, in that game, naval warfare are super devastating. But it wonders me, it's really hard to find information on the internet. If that would be really a well-established fact, it should be rather prominent on the internet. If that really killed a lot of US soldiers or whatever, in a battle of bulge. But if you struggle to find information, then it might be not really that well established. Wikipedia. So a stupid. What's your more devastating, Katyusha or the Nebelwerfer? Yeah, that's a typical Quar question, man. A low IQ question. And then you have Jimmy's writing entire essays. Well, everything is based on feelings and this here, what? Oh yeah, okay. What is that? Effectiveness. Okay. Ah, that's a Wikipedia style, okay. At least extensively. That only tells you it was working. No military, especially a military hard pressed like that, is using bullshit that doesn't work. Psychological terror, I don't know, man. Every arty is causing psychological terror, but especially those fragmentation rockets are really effective against soft targets. Screaming Mimi. Okay, I've never heard that. Yeah, hard to tell, whatever. Yeah, I mean, that looks definitely bigger. At least they have use in combat, which the German page didn't have. It's sometimes annoying. I check English Wikipedia because it's more extensive. German Wikipedia has this modus operandi to make it very compact, like an encyclopedia. I mean, it is an encyclopedia, yeah, but okay, come on. Nebelwerfers are rocket firing. Yeah, Jimmy, how good are they? Yeah, but I'm an encyclopedia, I will not tell you. Fuck off. How? But you can already read between the lines. If they employed that weapon extensively, it worked. The Germans were not stupid. Yeah, if they don't mass produce some weapon that is complete bollocks. It's often they mass produce some shitty stuff. Nah. Yeah, there was a US, what is called? Galliope or something? I think Galliope? Galliop, or whatever you call it. Which tells, yeah, exactly. Which tells you that those rockets were quite effective. But yeah, I heard several accounts that they were causing, one of the prime casualty causes. And here in this game, Nebelwerfers are so massively brutal. I mean, really brutal. Massive brutal. Not against armored vehicles. That fragmentation is not really injuring them. And they don't have that much of explosive power to kill something in the vicinity what they hit. But against everything, infantry, soft targets, especially in the open, but also in emplaced. Also considering simply that it's a cheap weapon, yeah. Those rockets and everything, it's probably more cheaper than traditional arty. This is also why the Soviets perhaps rolled in Cold Wars a ton of MLRS, while the US never did that, right? Or Western forces, did they ever roll a massive MLRS systems? So yeah, that might be a counter argument. If that was so good, why did the Western forces never invest so much? I mean, sure, you have Mars in the German army, which is, I think, phased out. Is the Mars still even operational in Germany? I think they phased it out. As a licensed European version, yeah, of the US vehicle. But I mean, was that ever a big thing in the OOBs of Western forces? No. Ah, that is a modified Bradley. Not sure, yeah, I can't tell. Not educated enough. And that is good that I say that, yeah. But the regular retard, and I talk about 95% of people nowadays, would say, nah man, I know better, I simply state shit. So I can't tell, but I saw a ton of documentaries, but documentaries are often also retard. Especially modern documentaries are even more full of retardness than something like here, the Battlefield series here from the, I don't know, what is that, early 2000s, late 90s, or that World War I series that Stipe sent me. Watching sometimes modern documentaries from here, our public broadcast, man, I need to pay shit money for that. And it's it's AI made, I think. By some dude that has zero clue of warfare. They are making now a documentary about German submarines. Nah, man, it's crazy. I can't think too much about it because I will turn Arthur Schopenhauer and get geistliche Umnachtung like Friedrich Nietzsche. We live in the information age where people can pass information so fast, can discover information like never ever before. But I have the feeling they get even more stupid, man. And they simply fart the shit out of your brain. Be happier. Okay, those guys received some good arty. Actually, there's nothing left of those Tonys. Come on, roll over them. Okay, nice. Hello? Why we can't cross the bridge? Is it blown or what? Is it indicating it's blown? Repair the bridge. Alright. What do you mean no target? Cannot be played anymore because of no target can be found. What do you mean? So the bridge is good or not? I can't cross it. The bridge is blown. Because you can't repair Remagen bridge. I think they've blown it. I think that icon here with units. Now how do we deactivate the units? Where's the button for that? Here, hex. No. Unit. No, not off. Inspect. Where's the button where you turn off? Okay, give me hex information. -32. Remagen. Julia, what is this bridge? I want to cross it. There's nobody sitting there. Nah. Group supply. Nah. I know you can turn off the... Nah, you don't need to do that in preferences. There's a quick button somewhere. Unit. Blow the bridge up now. What is the auto movement pop up? This here? Where's the button to get yeah, I'm a bit confused. Because man, sorry man, I'm also 85 years old, man. I was similar to Joe Biden. Struggling with shit. Where was the switch for... Or is there no switch? Do I need to do it here or what? Hide units. Ah yeah, okay. What is that icon meaning? The bridge looks fine. Normally I think that bridge would have some breaking or something. Damage shown. What's that icon again? That is... I can't remember what that icon means. Obstacle. Oh, but that doesn't look like an obstacle, it looks like an explosion. But that would be also not really indicating that our bridge is damaged. The bridge looks fine. I think I remember in this game Blown up bridges. Yeah, if we played that other scenario, you see if a bridge is blown up or not. That is nuts, that bridge is working. But I can't cross it. Oh. It's blocked. Do I need to go into transport mode or? Wait. All parts? Ah ja, multi. Okay. Jimmy, so you have 77, come here. Ah, wait, you can cross. Okay, no. Problem solved. Yeah, probably because they attacked. Because it takes a lot of AP to cross that bridge, because it's a long, narrow highway bridge. Not highway, but yeah, it's a long, narrow bridge. If you've seen the historical Remagen bridge, that is not something you cross simply. Simply a high AP cost. Those dudes don't have. Okay, nice. What next? We own both objectives. What is here? Yeah, screw it, one Panzerschreck. Do we have Arti? That's not good enough. But we need to take... On the other hand, they have only... Yeah, but they have one mortar. Okay. Hey, they can also cross. I'll bring the tanks over. Yeah, too little AP. Then we can nuke that Panzerschreck. Or not. They have 18, nah, that's not enough for a good attack. Usually means get rid of those Germans. Next turn. Jimmy, don't drive alone there. Shit, some officer... 10 officers died. Or 10 staff, not officers. Yeah, bring that Artie up. Watching if the Germans push some counter-attack. We will deal with it. Man, I have 90 PP, come on, I want to try out that air attack. It's a free 50 aircraft, right? Do an interdiction. Crazy. Three Panthers? Yeah, wow, crazy. 3 Panthers, 6 Panzer Force destroyed, 10 infantry. Which is 100 dudes. 1 infantry is 10 dudes in this game. That could be, man. It was, they rewrote that one click. Square click, they rolled 50 aircraft out. Ja, nice. Wow, okay, man, that is interdiction, man. That was pretty good. So they have an armored unit there. Okay. Some pilots report they took out Panthers and Panzerkampfwagen 4. Very good. Jimmy, how much was it? Yeah, but twin engine bombers. Wait, twin engine, yeah, but it can also be something smaller. But I guess that is really that is a full-fledged bombing run of it. Soft attack, hard attack, 40-40. I didn't compare it to the other one. Per aircraft. How much aircraft is that? 50. What is the point of this here? Flag points, half. Okay. Structural damage, 80. Yeah, that is against towns or whatever, okay? Against entrenched enemy. I mean, they're in the open. Pull off that airstrike with P-47s. Destroyed 2 Panthers and 300 dudes died. Holy moly, man, that is good. Yeah, 30 infantry is 300 dudes. Holy shit, man, that was good. The counter changed. Something exploded there, yeah. Okay. That is for free PP, pretty good, yeah. 300 dudes, man. Holy moly, man, that was effective. Yeah, no, don't do anything. Settle up. 300 dudes. Manos, yeah. US Air. US Air Force. We basically blew up the entire unit there. They're driving south, okay. Let's bring over more stuff. Exactly, bring those tanks on the hill. Perfect. Good position. Bring more tanks up. Get some Jimmies up here. Watch your flanks, Tonys. Do we want to... do I want to do a night probe? Yeah, do it. Jimmy, I said probe. Don't kill them. It's still this... yeah, they disappeared, okay. Yeah. It was this arty unit. But very cool, yeah, I mean... Sure, if you probe and there's only some arty position, nuke them, yeah. Pretty good simulation. You figure out is Jimmy, figure out what is there in one click. Okay. And then the company commander or the regimental commander said, Jimmy, that is a couple of arty emplacements. Let's kill them, yeah. That is exactly how proper recon is conducted. If you have really good chance to overwhelm your enemy, you're pushing for it. Yeah, you're not returning to your commander. Yeah, we scouted as a single arty with 2 dudes. Actually, why didn't you overtake it? Well, because you sent me on a recon mission, yeah. And that's not recon and force, yeah. Recon and force is a bit different. Recon and force is basically seeking engagement. Was ist das Panzerschreck, Dudes? One Panzerschreck. Yeah. Ah, it's not worth it. Make sure that guy doesn't escape here, yeah. Could we gain the higher ground here? Should have a bit. Boxing them in. We're so low on supplies. Bring those anti-tank guns. I lost the HQ. Oh. First, where's the... Ah, they're riding with us, Jimmy's, yeah. This makes sense to put those anti-tank guns here. Engage them, but that would be... Is that a ranged attack? Yeah, because of the river. Nah, bring them in. Meters now. Man, but the aircraft attack was brutal. Finally a game that gives you really the brutality of RT, and that is really in a lot of operational games when RT and air is not playing that much of a role. Yeah, sure, it depends, but I mean, it's a reason why Jones picked the winter for that counteroffensive, especially exactly in order to reduce the risk of air interdiction. And you see, man, those P-47s or whatever we sent in there, man, 300 duels, several tanks. Brutal, that unit stopped existing. Couldn't even reach us. Yeah, no other objectives, but offensive is the best defensive. Let's roll. Oh, what is here? Yeah, a ton of Tonys incoming. Jimmy, air. Interdiction. Wow, 70-80. Exactly. 50-50. No, 70-80, man. Give them really good interdiction. $800 Tonys died. 4 Opel Blitz, 200 Panzergrenadiers and 2 Sonder-Kfz. Alter. Na, it is, yeah, 800. I said 80. I need to check. 110x. Nah, that might be... I might be wrong, yeah, it might be not that, because that is too massive, man. 800 dudes dying to that air attack. I think it is 80, 80, yeah. In the combat resolution screen, 1 dude is 10 guys, yeah. But what you see here in that screens are actual forces. It's 110 Panzergrenadiers, not 1,100. It's okay, but that makes more sense, because 800 dudes, that would be simply massive nuking, No, 80 dudes makes more sense. So there in the north, I said it was 30 dudes and not 300 dudes. But it is it's also about the disruption, yeah. So that unit basically stopped existing. So those air attacks. Nah, 800 is no. But it's a regiment. Isn't infantry in this game? 1 infantry is 10 dudes. Regiment, we didn't use that much regiments, but also... But regiment, I mean, that's not 400 dudes, huh? $1,000, 5,000 soldiers, yeah? I think we are correct. Okay, it would be, yeah, 600 would make sense, yeah. Here it would be 4,000. I think I remember that 1 dude in this game is 10 dudes, right? That would be important to know. Yeah? I need to know, is it 400 dudes or is it 4,000 dudes? That is very important for... planning your attacks. That's a manual, what? Yeah. I think the most decided campaigns 1 dude is 10 dudes. But for armored vehicles it is 1-1. Would also make sense, I think. Okay. Let's say, okay, we have that unit here. Which is a regiment of 400 dudes. And 100, it would be 500 dudes. That is for a regiment. It would be not even a it would be rather a battalion. This doesn't really make sense. $55 trucks. You would have 60 trucks. You would have per 5 dudes a truck. Nah, man. I think it is indeed 4,000 dudes, yeah. That is more regiments. Here. Manpower carry 10-0. What's that mean? Virtual is 40. People, American. People! I need to know that. Tesla regiment. Let's pick Artie. Yeah, I mean, that is single numbers, yeah. This here would be 30 trucks, 18 bus, but 180 bus. It's also too much, but I guess support weapons are. Here, manpower carry is 2-0. Yeah, that makes more sense. That, yeah, exactly. One bazooka team consists of 2 individuals. Yeah? One gunner, 1 loader. So here in this case, it makes sense. You have 18 bazookas. It is not 18 dudes. Yeah, it is 36 dudes, which would make sense at this scale. For the infantry, you have 10. So it is 4,000. Yeah. There's 50 dudes sitting in the woods, or 70 dudes. So it really makes sense for a 1-click scale. Nah, man. I mean, with that equipment, yeah, it makes sense. I think I'm pretty sure it's... Where do we find a proper answer? Before I continue that game. I think I always misjudge the game. Or the scale of the game. Especially when it comes to regular infantry. Oh man, you also really have... blah, blah, blah. anyway. No, that's okay. Yeah, it's appealing to a more niche audience than Pesacot 2, man. You could have figured out, man. I'm pretty sure it's 10. Multiplayer 10. That's why we see that manpower is by 10. While for the bazooka you see 2. You have one bazooka unit, yeah, and you have one infantry unit, which is 10, which is the typical squad size. Squad size is a bit higher than 10 usually, but for simplifying things, that would make sense. So if you see 8 bazookas, not 8 dudes with bazookas, but you need to reload them, of course. Yeah, I think we got our answer. So a bazooka team is never consisting of a single dude. So having 8 bazookas doesn't mean you have 8 dudes, yeah? You have 8 bazooka teams, and a bazooka team has a manpower of 2. 1 loader, 1 gunner. You have 10 tanks. That doesn't mean it's obvious. Yeah? Tanks are not 10 jimmies, yeah? But 10 tank crews. You have 5 Ardy crews. And you have not 5 Ardys operated by 1 single jimmy. And same for the infantry. Why? I mean, you can check, for example, let's check it for the RT. Manpower, 5. Yeah, 5 dudes. Okay, I think we got our answer. Yeah. It should be, of course, easier to find that information. So if you see 400, you check that here. Manpower is 10. So it's 4,000 dudes. So what we killed there was indeed 400 dudes, yeah? Because we killed 400, or what was it here, 300 or 100 infantry teams. Which is 1,000 dudes on individuals. Manpower. Here the 60 dudes is 600 dudes, yeah? So if we check. We can't check for the enemy, okay. But you get the idea. This game basically depicts a squad at 10 individuals, yeah? And it is the smallest unit scale you have here. So we're dealing rather with higher numbers. I was not really aware of that. I was always thinking that it's 230 dudes. I was always thinking I'm dealing here with some company-sized element. Yeah, that would be something company-sized. No, it isn't. Yeah, it's 2,300 dudes. So it's regimental-sized. Same here. There's an infantry regiment. 400 dudes. That would be rather a bolstered company or something, or a battalion. Yeah? A battalion, but not a regiment. Yeah? That's why they call it regiments. Okay, scale is not that small as I was perceiving it. And then also tanks versus infantry in force composition makes more sense. Here 16 bazooka teams, that is 42 guys. 6 AT guns. AT guns operate by 5 dudes. Yeah. I mean, you see here 4, but it's 5 dudes. Probably one ammo carrier, which you don't see on the picture. No, okay, I think we got our answer. Okay, so which also makes more sense, and why infantry regiment wouldn't be 390 dudes, except they are completely shot into pieces. Yeah, but they would be downgraded to a battalion or something. Definitely not a regiment. Okay, yeah. So now, in order then to make the bend, make the turn, yeah. We killed a ton of dudes, man, with those airstrikes. Massively. So that's exactly what you see in the combat resolution screen. If you see one dude dying, it is 10 dudes, yeah? Because you eliminated one infantry squad. It's in this game 10 dudes. Shit, man, I have complete other numbers, man. I was playing the last scenario, so I was thinking there's here 90 dudes. I mean, actually 90 dudes. But you can basically play it. If you will not notice it because you think everything is one scale smaller. I was really thinking this game is here depicting combat on the platoon to battalion size. No, it's depicting it a bit higher. Yeah, regimental size or whatever. I mean, there's companies, weapon support companies. Yeah, even though those here support regiments, yeah. Which you can't often rate by manpower alone. 26. That's probably attached to them, right? That's another infantry regiment. 26 infantry regiment. That is not an infantry unit. But I guess they belong to the... Is it a 26 unit? Yeah. Okay. They don't have a name. And that is rather a support company. Yeah. Of the 26th. So other units that carry 26th. Oh shit, wait. Now I'm a bit... First Infantry Division. Yeah, but that would be too much. Fucking hell, man. That is so fucking confusing, man. Wait, we need to see the combat resolution. I need to see a combat resolution. I think that 400 is downgraded to 40. Yeah, I've never seen a combat resolution with 400. Okay, I need to correct myself. So it is not 4000, it is indeed 400. But those regiments are split in several units, battalion-sized units. Yeah? So it is indeed 400. Whatever you see, but in the combat resolution you see 39. Because I've never seen a combat resolution with 400. I've seen always combat resolutions with 39 getting reduced to 37. Which is, yeah, 30 guys died. So air attack makes more sense because I know interdiction would not kill what was it? 3,000 dudes or 400 dudes? Nah, man, that's unrealistic. Some air interdiction kills 400 dudes. Nah, they would scatter into the woods and whatever. Yeah, but the initial, yeah, you might kill some dudes in the trucks and whatever. Yeah, but not 400 dudes. Yeah, come on. In a situation like that, yeah, wouldn't kill 400 dudes. If you drop a nuke on them, okay. But that doesn't make sense, yeah. 400 dudes nuked. So there's the actual numbers. Okay, so we played the game correctly. Yeah, if there's no answer to that shit, not even a manual, I mean, there should be in the manual a section about the scale, I mean, that's super important. But why then this manpower 10? Okay, man. So basically defines a single unit. Could be easier communicate, but yeah. Yeah, but yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. It's called regiment because you have several units belonging to the same outfit. I know why they don't have sub. It should be the 1st battalion or something. They're all called the same. That is, of course, quite sloppy, I would say. That you don't have the sub formation. Didn't realize it even. But that is the same outfit, those 2 units. Plus that guy. They all belong to the 26th Regiment. They, of course, should have sub names. They're like Weapon Support Company or whatever battalion, yeah. Yeah, okay, but no, I think we got it. Nah, so the number is real because If that regiment is split apart, 26, do we have another 26? Yeah, then it makes more sense. Then they reach regimental numbers. First infantry division, okay. That indicates the upper formation. But there's not really any... Ah, wait, 8, 7, is that action points, or what is that? No, that is something else. That would be too high for a number for sub-units. I did not realize that. Yeah, that would be of course a bit more authentic if they would have... Yeah, okay, but I think now we figured it out. Nah, it doesn't make sense that no matter if you send in 50 aircraft, but they don't kill 400 dudes, sorry, it will not happen. Yeah. If you send in 50 Thunderbolts, that they wreak havoc here somewhere in at that road and kill 400 dudes, it is bollocks, yeah. It makes more sense that they kill 40 dudes, yeah, bombing the shit out and kill a couple of vehicles or whatever. And then everybody scatters in the woods or what. And then they roam around here and say, okay, job done, let's go. I still find 50 aircraft hardcore. That's why I think for an interdiction run on 1 kilometer, 50 aircraft sounds absolute so fantastic, huh? 50 aircraft would be rather something here theater-wise, eh? I don't know what that number of aircraft really means, but it sounds a bit over the top. 50 aircraft on one square kilometer. I mean, nobody would operate 50 aircraft in 1 square kilometer, even in a formation. It would be way too dangerous for mid-air collisions. It's way too high density of interdicting aircraft. 50 aircraft would be more... I'm not an Air Force World War II expert, but more for... Even for the entire theater, it might be too much. Even if they on a racetrack and then send in 1 by 1 aircraft against 1 hex 50 aircraft, which is basically 1 square kilometer. It sounds a bit... I don't know. Simply, it is an air attack, period. I won't really pay too much attention for that number here. Airstrike. Number of attack aircraft, 50. Sure. That is tactical air support, 50 tech aircraft. Yeah, sure. I mean, 50 aircraft, give me a break, yeah? Perhaps for aircraft you need to reduce the number by factor 10. It is 5 aircraft. I don't know, man. But 50 aircraft, that sounds, for this scale here, a bit over the top, yeah. Against 1 hex, 50 Thunderbolts, yeah. I don't know what that number, how they ended up with that number, but it sounds... I can't really make it, put it into some reasonable, sensical context in the entire scale of what we see here. Again, 1 hex, 1 kilometer, you wouldn't operate 50 ground attackers in that. Not even on station, that's absolute bollocks. 50 is that is operational, is... Yeah, strategic bombing, yeah, there what you would send in a strategic bombing mission, yeah? Bombing the crap out of a city or something, yeah, there you would operate 50 aircraft. Yeah. Simply level bomb, yeah? But tech air support, 50 aircraft, nah, man, so... Sorry, that is what the heck is said. So that number is completely hoots, I don't know. Nobody can convince me what that, if that not give me any research that makes this number reasonable. It is complete bollocks, especially 1 square kilometer, complete bollocks. I tell you, even on the entire AO, 50 ground attackers would be... What? Yeah, I don't know what went wrong here. Or what the sub 50 is. Oh, it's 50. 10 air recons, yeah, okay. 50 transport aircraft, man. For a supply drop. Okay. That's, crazy numbers, huh? So with 50 aircraft, you can drop a lot. I guess there is some default number. It's always 50, 10, okay. But I guess that plays a role for anti-air. Yeah, strange. Is the manual saying something about that? But the manual is not even... Yeah, forget it. Come on, don't think too much about it. Don't consume next product. Nah, it's okay. Let's, come on, don't get into that, what you call it, rabbit hole. I'll be right back and simply play the game. We're playing it correctly, the scales correctly. And I will show you once we engage, this number here turns into, by 10, yeah, 390 turns into 39. Because I've never seen a 390 in combat resolution. Which tells you that it is divided by 10 for the combat resolution, while here it shows you actual numbers. I guess they changed it. I think in the older Decisive campaigns it was exactly the opposite. But it might confuse people, because then you see 39 GIs. And you think, what? There's only 39 dudes inside there? But they have 53 trucks? Huh? Why do they have so many trucks? So, man, well, for 390 dudes, 50 trucks, man? I don't know, man, mate. 500 dudes, they have 50 trucks. Yeah. No. That is 10 dudes per truck. Plus all the bazookas, yeah, and everything. So it's basically not 27 bazookas then, but... the half... Oh, man, I don't know. What's the scale here, man? Yeah, 6 mortars, but that doesn't make sense. One mortar is... Ah, yeah, 3 dudes. So it is 2 mortars. But that anti-tank gun is 5 dudes. I think we had it correct. This here... and the teams need to be multiplied or something. That is not really that is not manpower, but it's teams. But for the infantry, it doesn't make sense that it's 3,900. That is too much. No. Way too much. Also, it doesn't make sense that you have in a scale of this so much manpower. No, absolutely not. Doesn't make sense, yeah. But I think, yeah, support weapons is basically per weapon. Infantry is per dude. Trucks are per truck. Makes sense, yeah. For all of this stuff to carry around, you might need that amount of trucks. It would be, yeah, 600 dudes. Plus all those mortars, which is another 60 dudes. 660. The bazookas, 700, whatever. Mortars, even more. And then the truck amount makes sense. Yeah, it's a bit confusing. But I guess that is how it works. Everything that is not infantry is working per weapon or per vehicle. Same for the trunks. You don't have 28 dudes sitting in a tank, yeah. But you have 28 tanks, which consists of 5 dudes, yeah. But why is the infantry showing with 10-1? I don't understand that. Shouldn't you be then shown with 1-1? God damn it. I'm completely confused, man. The manual is not simply explaining that. That's, I mean, that's super important. Yeah, battalion. I mean, that is exactly. I mean, that is a battalion. I can say approx, yeah, 100 dudes is a. That's not really true. But with all this stuff together, yeah, battalion size, yeah. So the combat infantry. But yeah, no, it's fine, yeah. So around, yeah, let's say, if a squad is 10 dudes, yeah, 30 dudes, you could make up a platoon out of that, yeah, 3 platoons as a company, so you have around 100 dudes. It's of course not true. And you of course need support stuff, but that is basically represented here. And yeah, 3 companies could make a battalion or something like 3 companies could make a battalion. And then you might end up with numbers like that, yeah, that is a battalion sized force. So it can't be 3,900 dudes because we would have way too much subunits for that infantry regiment. And a couple of battalions can make a regiment, yeah. So again, that is actual numbers, that not. That is 53 trucks, and that is 27 bazookas, but not 27 dudes. That is 9 mortars, that is not 9 dudes, that is 9 support weapon dudes. And there are 6 mortars, yeah, they have 5 dudes. But that is in this game not represented. There's not partial kills or whatever. Either you kill a mortar team or not. While you can kill individuals which are in the combat resolution are divided by 10. So I have 39 basically squad-sized units. Yeah? There's not something like you can kill 5 dudes. Because I once figured that already out. That is, I think, true to all decisive campaigns. I think they had a bigger manual. They had this grand manual in Barbarossa. They had that big manual. The modern manuals are a bit smaller. Plus, it's also communicated in the beginning because I think something like that is very important. So that everybody wants to play a video game by the video game rules, but play it by somewhat reality. And of course, having an idea of the scale is very important because then you can really apply wherever you get your education from, yeah. And I think so. We played it correctly. Yeah? That is because otherwise those force sizes would be massive. 1,700 dudes, 600 dudes. Nah, it doesn't make sense with the vehicles. Yeah? Those guys have 4 Sonderkfz, but they roll 1,100, 2,000 dudes. It doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, okay. I think we solved it finally. Perhaps it took longer then, but it's of course a bit confused me. I think that air attack confused me. Which is still wondering me. Wait. Yeah. Because normally combat resolution is divided by 10, but for air attacks, suddenly here 100 dudes died. We will check, we will investigate that, but it seems like for the air attacks, they don't use multipliers. Which is a bit strange, but okay, it's a bit inconsistent. And that confused the shit out of me. But it doesn't simply make sense, and as a 50 aircraft that somehow I don't know where they come up with those numbers, but those numbers are completely out of it doesn't make sense, man. I know we would send a tactical air attack against some battalion-sized force with 50 P-47. Come on, give me a break, man. I know where that number comes from, and I fell into that hole and thinking too much about it, but that doesn't make. That is not 50 aircraft, that is, I don't know. I think 5 aircraft make probably more sense. And they bombed the shit out of some convoy here. 40 dudes and 2 Panthers. That absolutely makes sense. And that could be something that is achieved by 5 P-47 Thunderbolts. Yeah. That come into a surprising interdiction run. 5 aircraft, not 50. I don't know where they come up with that 50 number. It is 50, perhaps they incorporate the air crew. The pilot, yeah, plus the 9 ground crew that fix the aircraft. And the one his wife, the wife of the pilot, yeah, and his 2 kids. I don't know, man, but it's definitely not 50 Thunderbolts that roll on a fucking square kilometer, yeah. I've never heard of something like that, and it's absolutely if you don't need to have any clue. You wouldn't roll against a square with 50 thunderbolts or something. Yeah? Again, here strategic bombing, okay. But even that would be on a square kilometer. Yeah, okay, perhaps it is possible. I don't know, but that 50 aircraft bombed the shit out of some factory area and surroundings. But it is something not really on that scale where we're operating. We're not operating on that scale. This strategic bombing is out of our question. You don't order a strategic bombing campaign. So those numbers, yeah, that is confusing, but it makes more sense that it is 5 aircraft. Yeah, for the recon, okay, 10 recon. So it makes more sense that it's a single recon. On 1 square kilometer, 10 recon. Also, really doesn't make sense. But here, real recon points per aircraft. I don't know, something is. Supply drop, also 50 aircraft dropping supplies on 1 square kilometer. Did they have 50 aircraft for the entire 6th Army in Stalingrad? I don't think they could even muster 50 aircraft when dropping supplies for the entire Stalingrad 6th Army, yeah? Even that, no, I don't know, man. There's something with the aircraft scale that completely confused the shit out of me. Also here, 5 aircraft, okay. 5 aircraft supplying a battalion. Yeah. I would say, yeah, okay, I believe your story, yeah? Airstrike, P-47s, 5 P-47s roll in on a square kilometer, bombing 3 Panthers and 30 dudes. And 2 trucks. Sounds okay, yeah. 1 air recon is investigating 1 hex. Makes sense. Bombing run, 5 aircraft, level bombed the shit out of whatever in 1 hex. Makes sense. I don't know why this number is stubborn, but 50 aircraft, nah man, should we give me a break, man. Yeah, confusing. I don't know. But it is, yeah. I guess we have now our solution, which is acceptable, I think. Yeah. And I need now to take a geistliche Umnachtung. Be right back. That was too... Hitman, this is 9th Armored Division. We need direct air support, close air support. There's in the vicinity north of Remagen Bridge 20 Panthers advancing. Roger that, we're sending you 50 P-47s. How much? 50. Okay, and I would like to have some tactical bombers. Yeah, we're sending you another 50. Nah, man, there must be something. I don't know, but somebody, is it an overlook, or is that, what is this number inflation, man? But Jimmy, they're sitting all together, and yeah, we're sending it anyways, 50 P-47s, man. Jimmy, always 50, yeah. Nah, man, that is absolutely out of proportions, yeah. Well, for the combat result, 5 would make sense. It seems for me. Yeah, here what we got there 4 Panthers or something. 40 dudes. That sounds super plausible, yeah, that those Thunderbolts roll in and bomb the shit out of some sort of Kampfgruppe convoy before they disperse, yeah? And bomb, I don't know, strafe a couple of trucks and bomb a couple of trucks and tanks before everybody is hitting the woods, yeah? like here, roaching out, yeah, roaching out. Yeah, then it would make sense, yeah. The numbers would absolutely, but not with 50, man. That is, I don't know what happened there. If somebody wants to, if somebody hears that, perhaps they want to, I don't know, contact the developer, some sort of bug or what, on those air cards. No. Oh, I'm so happy that I'm back to my scale. I was already thinking, oh shit, man, what? But 3,900 is such a joke, man. That is already is now. Oh man, Jimmy, that burned my brain. Fucking. Okay, do we want to investigate the north? I'll do it. Ah, yeah, here's our Jimmy's. You set up those AT guns and the RT. And give those Jimmy's, I want to finish it fast. There's 500, it's 50 Tonys. Yeah. But I remember, yeah, okay, infantry, exactly, yeah. Oh no, I think they changed that. In the older games it was, the numbers were lower. But by 10, shit, man, no, let's come on, don't start that shit again. Can't stop it, man. But, guys, I don't know what is coming through the woods there. Can finish those guys. Ah, they're resisting. Wait, who is on the other side? I need to install a transport mod. What we have for this for the other game. 16th, elements of the 16th. Okay. Okay, they surrendered. Should call in the Air Force. Call in those 50 planes, man. Call in 50 P-47s, please. Make it 500, please. Yeah, it's really 70. It doesn't matter. They didn't kill 700. There's not even 7. Yeah. Nah, man. But holy moly, man, that is so brutal. 70 dudes. 5 Opel Blitz. They only have 1 Opel. Ah, wait, there's 2 units. Yeah, okay. The over-reporting, yeah. Classic. Over-reporting. Over-reporting in warfare is always good. Man, every Air Force in existence always, or man, we killed 5,000 dudes, man. Jimmy, it was only 500 dudes. Nah, there were also 4,500 other dudes. Nah, but airstrikes, man, are brutal, man. Holy moly. Those units stopped existing, basically. Did they? Jimmy, fucking Air Force is over-reporting it. Wait. And I can't be. Some units got reduced, I guess. I don't know, man. I think the Air Force is over-reporting here. The Air Force. Yeah. We destroyed 5,000 targets. Jimmy, it was not 5,000. There's still a lot of Fox Grenadiers here. Boah, man, 50 tanks, yeah. What's that here, Fallschirmjäger? No, not worth the effort. Give them more Adi love. Yeah, here, you see those numbers? I see it's reduced, 160 dudes are 17 dudes, because they have... Otherwise it's perhaps, yeah, but you see it's reduced by 1. Wait, there's a texture. Well, same here, it's infantry. Ah, here we see it, yeah? Here it shows 330, which is the individual number. If you go graphic, it shows you divided by 10, yeah? 10 plus 17 plus 14, yeah, around 300. Because otherwise those numbers would be completely blown out of proportion. That would be... But the Air Force, man, is reporting some bullshit to me. Actually, blew up, man, 200 dudes. I counted them. When I dropped my bomb, man, I saw 200 dudes, man, flying through the air. I counted the limbs. I counted the legs, the hands, and I made a calculation, and I think we bombed 200 dudes down there. Really? 200? Yeah, man, I'm pretty sure. You can now advance. But gee, there's still a ton of Volksgrenadiers shooting at us. The Air Force, man. All Air Force men over-report the shit out of it. Bring those, that support element here. Yeah, that RT might drive forward. Assault them, man. Forget it. Wait. Tanks alone? Ah, that's a ranged attack. Ah, they're out of... then don't do it. Yeah, deploy your AD against them, okay. That is okay. Do a range attack. Nice. At least killed some vehicles. Better nothing. And it's not only about kills, yeah, it's of course also about disruption. Morale and everything. Yeah, I hope so. Air recon is quite expensive. We have a ton of AP. Give me an air recon on that. They might not figure it out probably because those guys in the woods. Are they really? Perhaps there is a custom scenario. I need to check the other scenarios with air recon and everything. If they really have those high numbers. 10 recon aircraft is also sounding... Julie, there's some dudes in the woods and we would like to have some air recon. Yeah, sorry, we can't send too much. Is 10 aircraft enough? Yeah, okay. Jimmy, if you find them, yeah, we can send 50 bombers in there. But that is a custom scenario, yeah, I don't know. Need to check a... Bomb run them with 50 aircraft. Yeah, 20, we have enough points, bomb run them. 80 dudes is crazy. But 50 aircraft by this way, man. 50 aircraft. 50 shades of grey. 50 shades of bomb. Ah, okay, no, that is... We have indeed confirmation that they bombed the heck out of those Timmies. But the BMW survived. What do you mean? No, I changed nothing, I imported it. Oh, what do you mean? Is it DC free or what? No, I don't think you need to manually change anything. You need to import it and then... Yeah, you need to import it first. Import zip. And for this scenario, the files appear in your main root folder for whatever reason. Normally, the other custom scenarios appear in the scenario folder, but you need to go into your root folder and there is a Remagen scenarios folder. And then first you import zip, pick that zip, DC zip or whatever it's called, import it, and then you press load scenario and navigate to your root folder to the Remagen scenarios folder. This is somewhat unpacking in a strange way and then load it. Normally the custom scenarios all appear in the Ardennes scenario folder, but this one appears in a different folder in the root. As I was wondering yesterday about that. But less wondering about than about 50 aircraft. 50 aircraft of grey. 50 shades of bomb. But the numbers don't make sense, that is more like 5 aircraft or whatever. Even for that it's quite high casualty numbers. But I mean they're on the road, yeah, okay. If they're driving up in the road, yeah. And getting tag bombed might be reasonable numbers, but it's quite high casualties, 80. What's that, Tony? Show me some Panther and 10 dudes rolled in, but I have the tanks ready. Lost one Stewart, but we're good. Investigate those shimmies. No return fire expected. Who is telling you that? The Air Force? Attack. Oh yeah. Okay. Give me Ardy against those dudes. Or aircraft. Another 50 bombers, please. Man, the casualties. I think that custom scenario rose hardcore on aircraft. Because the casualty numbers are 110 dudes, man. 60 dudes and a ton of vehicles. Should give me more. Give me an interdiction rate against those shimmies. $70 dudes, man. Plus a ton of vehicles and teams. Might be really in bad condition. No, not really. Give him some arty. Bad condition. Lost 2 tanks, but eliminated a ton of them. this thing's still a bit stronger, but we got them. Yeah, you need to import it and then you need to load it. I don't know why they roll this Decisive. I guess it is in order, yeah, to unpack those files and whatever, but because this game also has unique graphic files, but normally it should be all in the main folder, but yeah, that guy made a separate folder. I know you have to import the zip once and then load the scenario from that folder, which then has probably all the directions to the graphic files and what else. So first import, then load, yeah. Some scenarios you don't need to import. It's a specific DC zip. Because it's using some unique graphics or whatever. But still, yeah, the folder structure is strange. There's not really much left of the Jones, is there? Germans minor victory? Why, what? Where's the objectives? What? Why minor victory? Perhaps we gain points for destruction? I don't know. But we holding... Yeah. So we completely destroy them, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, upgrade that to the major. I mean, I have so much political points. That's nuts. That you know what to do with them. Upgrade to a major logistics depot. Ah, okay. Ja, dann Mechenheim. Can even install a medium one or what? A new bridge. I don't really want a new bridge, but how is that working? Ah, you can reconstruct new bridges, okay. But that bridge is operational or not? Is it now a double bridge or what is it? It is a double bridge, yeah. Look at that. I think you see those two. Yeah, okay, I mean, you have it's quite a crazy scenario. Superpower scenario. Do you bombing run on anything what is moving? You level the shit out of them. One Panzerschreck. Send 50 aircraft. Tony, come on, man, those dudes. Here, those guys pose a extreme danger for the US. Mr. President Palmer, we have bombed the shit out of them. Yeah. Holy moly, the kill rates are massive. I think that's we will check our official scenario if that is also 50 aircraft. I think that dude maxed out the aircraft. And that's why we get those massive casualty rates. It's not so much infantry is dying there. 2 aircraft attacks. And it also cause confusion and what you call it, disruption. But the kill rates are simply massive. I've never seen such brutal air attacks. But yeah, sure, if you have 50 planes, which is probably the max number. That confused the heck out of me, man. One Panzerschreck. Can he hold us off? Jimmy. Surrender. 9-1. Fucking this. One Panzerschreck Team here. God damn. Oh shit, I died. God. But I tried, man. Iron Cross. Ah, what? Feld? What is that? Feldersatzbataillon. Okay, WFAD. Jimmy, call in the air. Call in the air. Call it 50 bombs of air. Jimmy, call in, man. 50 P-47s, please. The cat? Please, man. Hello? Are you... Jimmy, there's still too much. Call in again. Okay. I still have quite a lot of 20s here. Come on, this way. Yeah, but it's, I mean, it's sitting there somewhere in a wooden. So we bumped the heck out of them. Ah, but what is your problem? Here's some. Wow, cool, man. We lost 3 tanks. But they stopped existing. And those guys are hardcore. But they're out of action points. Volksgrenadier. So die hard dudes. 90 dudes. Ja, okay, und 80 Nachttrupp, 40 Pioniere, ja, okay, das sind hier some brain dead. Ja. No, I think that's really a custom scenario setting those massive numbers of aircraft. You compare here, I mean, 155s are not some joke arty. I see, I mean, it's disrupting them, yeah, that is something you don't see, it's definitely having an effect, but at least observed kill numbers are rather low. And then you roll some air attack and 100 dudes die, 50 vehicles get blown up. It's a bit over the top. I think that we will check that, but I think those numbers, whoever made the scenario basically maxed out the numbers of in the editor or what else. To build major depots everywhere. To command and conquer. No, okay. Give me an air recon. What's going on in the rear? What's going on at Neustadt? He managed to get up 200 recon points on 37 hexes. Yeah, he maxed it out. I asked those 10. Yeah. I know those numbers, man, are massive. Man, we are really swinging here the big baseball bat around. Political power, man, 200. Night turn. Crazy, man. Night combat is really complicated. Oi. Shit, man, are we checking ourselves? Oh, yeah, I have a mission for you. He's calling the night strike. Ah, shit. No night bombers. Geoacid without supply, huh? Enjoying it? Huh? God damn, there's a lot of stuff here around. Yeah, what's quite bad. What just that? Ah, come on. Ist auf der Feldhaubitzer, what is that here? Opel Blitz. Shit, der Opel Blitz is the problem. Probably is all stragglers. It's for those dudes, perhaps, I don't know. Call in the aircraft, man. Give me a car. Oh, no! Shit. Who was it, Ziegel? Feldersatz, nah, second. Is it Ziegel, or what? Ah, no, it's here. Maybe it was not that effective. Nice. 60 dudes, man, that was very good RD attack. I fire against those Jimmys. Nice, another 30 dudes. What? Shit, man, I have a 15th army, man, here with 600 dudes. Tony, I need all aircraft, yeah? Send me 500 aircraft, please. Against that 15th army. That's not good enough. There's simply 15th army in one unit, or What is it? Yeah. This will be 15th army, man. 600 dudes. What is your job? What is your profession? Army. Okay. We rather take those 20 serious. Gee, come on. Ah, okay. Saying good terrain. They should now run out of supply. So was capture that or what? Or is it yellow? Oh shit, man. Germans coming here with... I think we underestimate those Tonys. I think they're coming now here with everything. Yeah. But that's not good enough. Again, I saw your recommendations on YouTube. It's nice to see you playing wargames again. Last night I watched a couple of campaign series episodes in the Korean mod. Ah, you mean for Commission Fortress Italy? You can command. I've never said that you can't command, Jimmy. It's okay, man. You can command, yeah. Be my guest. So we soften up those here. Versus 15th. Yeah. This guy's rolling here. What is it for a formation, man? 600 dudes. 15th army, man. Has no HQ. That's how you do it, man. Battle group style. But yeah, it's a strange scenario. Come on, man, those 20 Panzer Grenadiers. Push them back. Actually, watch out for the 8-8s, yeah. Man, those guys are resisting hard. Siegel. Surrender your weapons, it's over. how they fighting with our supply that effective? We need to reduce our supplies. Holy moly, man. Brutal losses here. But I mean, they can't resupply, so they... Especially in sustained combat, they will run low on supplies. Yeah, but currently... I don't know what they have, some modifiers or something, and the numbers are... Defensive power 1600. What is that? Yeah, okay, I mean the defender has almost the same numbers. Yeah, okay. And they are on higher ground. But yeah, okay. So but... Oh shit, I forgot the air attacks. It's strange of a scenario. Well, okay, it's fine, it's for free. Oh man, hit that stack with air attack. Ah, damn it. Are we low on supplies? No, we're good. Like cohesion wise. Oh wait, RT. Nice. Good hits. They're all fighting basically to the death for it. Yeah. Ah, now it's an American major victory, okay. So we don't need to do anything. Good. Ah. Okay. German list is longer, huh? Okay, that was Remagen. Okay, let me quickly check. Is that in the other US scenarios? Probably not the case, eh? Is that massive aircraft numbers? Number of aircraft 50, yeah. Okay. Interesting numbers. That's our official scenario here. Good. I will come up with another game. That was here Remagen. Interesting. Be right back. See you. Back in a couple of minutes.